Welcome back to the Thorny Gamer channel, and welcome back to Stellaris. As you may have guessed by the video's title, this is the final episode of this series. Many reasons for it, which I'll go over in this series. Most important, but not the actual reason I'm stopping this series, is the new patch coming up, which is going to be really nice. The actual real reason for this, it's 195 years into the game, and it's unplayable. It's absolutely unplayable. Partially, this has to do with the amount of mods I have installed, but this is only a very eensy tiny bit of the problem. I don't know if I can show you properly. You're probably looking at my taskbar now, which is very nice. But yeah, let's look at this. So this is Stellaris right here, and this is how much CPU it is using right now. Now let's turn out the game. And there we go. So it's running now currently, and it's using roughly 40% of my CPU. However, can I see the different cores it is actually using right now? Well, I could. No. No, I can't. That's too bad. In any case, it is not multi-threaded at all. Well, it is, but it's not very efficient in what it's doing. In any case, it has still room for, you know, stuff to be used in. Right, here we go. So, CPU 1, and what is Stellaris running on? I think that looks like it is mainly using CPU 4. So it's using my 4th CPU, and it's being used almost completely, like almost entirely, by pretty much Stellaris. And the rest is, well, backup stuff that is being used. What does that tell me? Is that most of the calculations are forced on a single core, while there are certain calculations being done on the other ones. If they could optimize this, I don't know. They're gonna have to. Because in the background, you might have noticed it has stopped already. For 3 minutes in, it has had its first stop. And I will tell you how many minutes into the episode we are at the moment it unfreezes. Helps if I'm in game, obviously. The suspense is quite real, and we're almost at 4 minutes. So that's almost 30 seconds, and then for some, there is also a chance that in the beginning of the month, it freezes again for another 30 seconds to a minute. This is unplayable. Quite frankly, because this is a game where you're gonna have to spend a lot of time waiting. Especially when you reach this phase. I'll talk about this later. I can't really play anymore like this. It's just, I cannot reach 200 years without getting so utterly frustrated that I'm gonna throw a monitor out the window. Well, that's a bit exaggerated, but I cannot, let's put it this way, I cannot make it entertaining for you guys to watch a game like this that's again frozen on the 27th. This is second freeze, and we're not 5 minutes in. This would mean that in order to get a fleet from here down to here, which I've had to do in the last war, it takes 30 minutes. It's not fun. It takes 30 full minutes. But enough complaining. Let's go back to where it all started, which is the Beacon of Unity, Unity Prime. We ended the game with 3 main fleets. The Hammer of Unity, the Spear of Justice, and the Anvil of Infinity. The Anvil of Infinity being my new main fleet, the Hammer of Justice being my secondary fleet. I don't know why there is a slight difference in power here. They're exactly the same, but one is rounded to 101, and the other one is rounded to 102. Beats me. Absolutely beats me. And then we have, of course, the Seat of Light, which is my station, which is just hovering over the Beacon of Unity's sun. We never really finished the main planet, mainly because there was no reason to. When we reached a certain size, I didn't have to exploit any resources anymore, as you can see by the amount of strategic resources we have accumulated over the course of this entire campaign. It is a lot. And partially due to the amount of ring worlds I found, I have 43 living metal. That's insane. You never need anything close to 43 living metal. That's crazy. 218 total strategic resources. That's a lot. Our entire fleet cap consists out of 1,200. That's the actual used. The number you see, it's 1173. A lot of it comes from the Grand Fleet Doctrine, which is really nice. And then there's a lot of it coming from Spaceport's base. Spaceport, you know. I'll show you my economy. This is what we ended up in with the modifiers. My ruler is 233 years old. I put ourselves in a transcendent empire within the last 10 years. I completely forgot to do that. So, you know, Edict goes down, Ethnic Divergence goes down from what we were before, which was a Divine Mandate. That's fine, but, you know. We got our edicts cost down 85%. That's actually not bad. You know, you never use it, but, you know. This is my current economy, energy-wise anyway. My total monthly income is over 3k. Almost 3.4. That's a lot. And my most expensive post, of course, is shipment. I didn't expect the building maintenance to be actually this high, but it kind of makes sense, I guess. Ship upkeep is down 13%. Army upkeep, pretty good. Ship cost, I never got a modifier for it, that's fine. Army cost minus 20%, which is really useful. Building cost, tile blockers, and spaceport module cost. Really, really, really nice. Our policies never really changed. I set them once, and that was pretty much it. I added the Grand Fleet, I think, halfway through, but that's about it. We ended up with 50 worlds. I colonized a few. I didn't name them because I didn't have any more names. I couldn't think of any. It's insane. I ran out of ideas to call things. Overall effects is plus 70% food, plus 60% minerals, plus 105% energy credits, 25 happiness, minus 95 ethnic divergence, which is really nice. I hate ethnic divergence. I want to pick my stuff and be able to play with it the entire game. I don't think I be able to play a civ that is based around ethnic divergence and, you know, having many ethnicities within your entire empire, balancing, you know, the factions, and I don't think I would be able to. It doesn't sound entertaining to me, not at all. In the end, these are exactly the fit on one screen. These are the worlds that I ended up with. There's a world that has a deficit, -50. That's a lot, actually. In any kind of other situation, it would have been
complete.
Game breaking, but you know, whatever. Let's put it on pause, by the way, because we're doing much anything. I ended up with 5 sectors, and most of these you know. Actually, this one has to be put on that, yeah. The Northern Worlds, Southern Worlds, the Eastern Frontier, the Western Frontier, and the Northern Rim Frontier. And they're all actually pretty profitable, with the Northern Worlds being the most profitable, spread over 21 worlds, equivalent of 297 pop. Which is a lot. It's an actual lot. The second one being, of course, the Southern Worlds with 13 worlds and 158. Now is the time where I talk about what the hell happened to these guys. This is the reason why you've not seen me use the Exterminatus CB during this game. I love the Exterminatus mod because it allows you to purge your enemies with fire and bacteria, or force terraform the world without their consent. It's great, it's powerful, but it adds a CB which is very overpowered. It adds a CB that makes it capable for you to basically fuck up your enemy completely. You reach 100 war score and they're gone. They're gone, and that's what I did here. The Exterminatus CB, which basically meant the end of an entire empire, even though I only had its rim worlds, like its border worlds, captured, and in some cases, well, purged. Whatever. It was a lot. So that's the reason I haven't really used it. It's not really fun. What I like to do is set out in a war with a goal, and purge what I don't want or don't need in the process. Funny fact, they didn't actually do a whole lot of terraforming after the fact. There's only been a tiny bit, which is, I thought they did more. Really thought they did more. Then again, most of the colonies which they had been, which were habitable, I have purged. So, Exterminatus has no victims. Well, leave no survivors, I should say. Which, you know, it left this guy, which is just sort of sitting there and being sad. Anyway, this is the reason why I didn't use Exterminatus. Other than that, nothing really changed in the game all that much. I'm really proud of my research because it's really balanced. 1619, 1616, and 1684. It's really balanced, which means that roughly all my researches are done roughly the same speed, with the exception of engineering, which is done quicker due to the neutronium manufactory that is built by me. I haven't found a building that is capable of doing what we wanted to do with something else. Maybe I oversaw it. Let's take a look if I did. Survey. Let's find the neutronium one. If I can even find it. That looks if I can't. That's too bad. It's probably just like a unique building of sorts. I don't know. Sounds like it. You can't really see your mineral income, which is really sad. Because there's a lot of that is lost by ship maintenance, like 805 odd. So, yeah. I could do the math manually, but you can see it plain as day, so it's fine. So yeah, this is the end of the Order of Man, or at least the Order of Man in this batch. The next campaign will be modded, obviously. There will probably be a bit of time in between. Quite simply due to the reason that I'll need to do a bit more testing. The patch needs to come out, obviously. I might do a quick game of like a very small universe. Like 3 or 4 AI, just, you know, a more almost classical setup of like an Age of Empires game, where you just have a few enemies and it's hard and you need to be quick on your fingers, and you know, that I could do that. That will be done with updated mods, because this campaign actually runs on more ships and stuff. The more ships mod on 2.0. And the current version is 2.5, which is really nice. It adds more, and he will release a 3.0 version. That's what I'm expecting anyway, when the patch hits, with new changes and that sort of stuff. I've gotten recommendations for mods and stuff, so I'll definitely go and look for them. Look into them, see how they mesh together with other mods, because that's what I'm really looking for. Mods that really work well together, complement, or in some way adapt or adaptable to a certain kind of playstyle. It really depends on what kind of theme I'm going for next time when it comes to what kind of mods I'll pick. If I'm playing a more peaceful nation, there's no reason to run the Exterminatus mod, for example. I'm not gonna simulate the dictator taking over at all. Like, no, I wouldn't, right? No. I am going to keep playing with the extra ethics points. I like crafting a certain empire, which fits a backstory. And for that, you need a little bit more wiggle room, especially in the amount of perks you can pick. Mainly, and let's actually put this into a nice overview so you can just stare at the end result of the Empire of the Order of Man. Squeaky chair. So expect the mod pack, the mod collection, I should say, to reflect the actual story that I'm going for. I'm looking into possibilities of maybe doing a themed playthrough, so like a Star Wars themed or Star Trek themed, which is really interesting. A lot of like ship types and stuff that are moddable already in. In the case of the Star Trek one, there's a couple species already out, which is pretty nice, with different like ships and stuff, like the Federation. I think the Romulans. I'm not sure about the Borg. I have to look into that, but that would be interesting. Simply, you know, it spices things up. The only thing is that mod is most definitely not compatible with the extra ship types, which I like a lot. So that's gonna be different, which is good. Different is good. But I'll have to look into that and to see how much I like it and how much I like to play with it. Is there anything else that I need to talk about with this finale? Not really. I would like to thank everyone who has given me feedback over at the XP Gamer Alliance Discord over the last couple of weeks, and the few comments that I did get. I really appreciate comments on things to try, things to improve on, that sort of thing. Only with feedback can you get better. Only with feedback. So yeah, an overall thank you for the attention that this series has gotten. For me, it is a first. Some episodes have had their ups, some episodes have had their downs. The next series, I'll definitely advertise a bit more. So I hope to be gaining a bit of a viewer base in the next series, or at least start one, which is nice. Well, I started one here, which is, for me, it's incredible because. We're going towards the 50 subs. Which is nice. I like it. It's rewarding, you know. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you all for watching this series, and I hope you stick around for the next one. It's gonna be some time in between. I think at least a week and a half. I'll make that 2 weeks before a new Stellaris campaign opens up. I'll at least have 2 episodes a week out of Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion, the Sins of the Prophets mod. I'm having a lot of fun with that. So that's at least 2 episodes a week to at least fill some time. So yeah, I thank you all for watching once again in the final time, and I hope to see you next time on the Thorny Gaming channel. See you later, guys. Bye bye.